Irina, did you sleep with Heff? Which is really hurtful because he never asked. For years, I felt like I was the only bunny who wasn't invited to share the carrot.
Here we go, content. Woo! All right, content warning, spoiler alert. We are going full Playboy, ladies and gentlemen. You are experiencing the Tom Kelly Show. But I'm going to tell you about a woman who has made LA feel like home for me. Felix McNulty, who owns the Comedy Chateau, and Irina Voronina. Say it.
Screwed it up already. We're just practicing.
We're just practicing. We practiced it like 3 times. So the Comedy Chateau has become like my home club in Los Angeles. It's right near the studios where I work at. I came in here drunk one night with a bunch of friends from the $100,000 pyramid, and Felix and Irina put me up. And I've been coming back. I'm kind of like that house. I'm that stray cat you feed once. I keep coming back. And every time I'm in LA, I keep saying, "Hey, can I get some stage time, Irina?" And you've been so good to me, and I wanted to say thank you. And Irina, if you don't know comedy and you don't know her, she's got the most interesting story. She is a Russian immigrant who started modeling and then wound up doing comedy, and she has great jokes about straight teeth. And so if I am only doing a 10-minute show, I want to talk about those 3 things and maybe a little bit about the power of being an immigrant. And then for those of you listening to the audio version of this, we are on stage at the Comedy Chateau. I've always wanted to do a podcast on a stage. And Irina's eating a salmon and a salad.
I have right about 15 minutes before I have to work.
Okay, so then we'll time it now.
I'm trying to make the best out of it, and you have to put up with me. By the way, this is food we serve at the Comedy Show.
Actually, the food looks great. So they don't just make it nicer for you because they know the boss is eating it? No, okay, this is the high-quality food that they could get.
Exactly.
We'll get a close-up later.
There won't be any left.
Oh, my God. So you are like the American dream. If you think about it, you came to America at what age?
23.
23, and now was that you escaped the Soviet Union, or was it just things are falling apart?
No, it was already Russia, but I came from Europe, where I lived at the time, and modeled at the time.
So wait, you've been okay, so we're going straight to the modeling. I wanted to go to the teeth, but let's go to the modeling.
We can go to the teeth.
No, let's go to the modeling. So wait a second, so you were born in Russia. Mm-hmm. What year did you leave Russia?
1996.
96, so then that was definitely Russia by then. Okay, I'm getting my years right.
It was Russia.
And where did you go? Were you like an international model at that point?
Yes, I was. I was in Switzerland. I was in Italy, Spain. I traveled a little bit around Europe. I was based in Switzerland as the home country.
Okay, this is so stupid and it's going to sound like the ignorant American thing. How do you go from being, somebody growing up behind the proverbial Iron Curtain to suddenly becoming a hottie traveling Europe? And getting paid for it,
You become a model.
Okay.
Just waiting to be discovered, And there's a lot of people that will promise you a lot of things that may not always come true, but...
Well, and that's what I like about your act. Let's go through the bullet points. You were in Playboy back when Playboy was the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. In 2001? Mm-hmm. Okay, but what I like about your stand-up set is you hint at the dark side of modeling. A little bit about the promises and whatnot.
Yeah, there's more to do. There's more work to do there.
Yeah.
To talk about that, but yeah, I mean, modeling. There's no unions. Models worldwide are still taken advantage of by photographers, agencies, and you name it.
And when you were first modeling, did you have hopes and dreams? Were you full of hope, or were you jaded then?
I just wanted to make money.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything back home. So.
See, that's what I'm looking at. So you grew up poor.
Yeah, I mean, everybody did, unless you're an oligarch in Russia.
Okay. Are your mom and dad still around?
Mom is around in Russia, so not really around.
Okay. So
I can't invite her for dinner because she's in Russia.
Yeah, now you chew while I ask the next question. We should almost do the jokes. Mm-hmm. We'll get the jokes. You eventually wind up doing Playboy, right? And you have the Bill Cosby story. You met Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm. He was hosting Playboy Jazz Festival every year here at the Hollywood Bowl.
Okay.
And he was at the Mansion a lot. So yes, I've been to Playboy Jazz Festival. I have taken pictures with Bill Cosby.
And then the punchline. Can we give away the punchline?
Yes, of course. No, the way I wrote that joke. I was driving to a show that I produced in Hollywood for a few years before I started working here, and my co-producing partner calls me on the phone, and she's like, "Did you hear about Bill Cosby? Oh my God, did you ever meet him? Did you know?" And I'm like, it's so weird. I just came across like a picture with him, but I don't even remember ever meeting him.
And so that's the punchline. I like.
And that's literally, I wrote a joke on the phone in the car.
And it works, and that joke works. But you were because it's funny. I told my friend Jessica I was going to do this conversation with you. You were at Playboy during the height of Playboy. Like,
you could call it height. I mean, Heff was still around.
Okay.
But it's not like the Playboy like in the 60s and 70s when it was the hottest cutting edge, publication in terms of being so ahead of its time.
Okay. Like you use it, you wear the name proudly when you do stand up.
I'm happy to, I'm very happy with my experience, and again,
Right.
It may not be everyone's experience.
Okay.
Playboy brought me to this country, sponsored me for working papers, gave me work for 20 years.
See, that's the stuff I want to know about you. Playboy got you here. Mm-hmm. Somebody discovered you where, in Switzerland?
Well, I came here to shoot for competing publication called Perfect 10 magazine.
Okay.
And the photographer on the shoot asked me if I would ever consider posing for American Playboy, and I was like, why would they want to shoot me?
Right.
And what does it pay?
And what did you make on it?
Well,
I know the numbers.
It's $25,000
over 2 years.
Over the course of 2 years in installments. And taxes are taken out as well. So by the time you get paid, it's 25,000 rubles.
Okay. And now what, did you have to just start sending the money home to mom, or was there?
I've been sending money home to mom since I started making money.
Really?
Yeah.
You get published in Playboy in the year 2001. You're right. It's not 1970, but people are still buying magazines at that point. The internet is a baby at that point. Did you get discovered at all, or
it wasn't a baby? Internet. So when I signed my contract, I think it was 1999.
Right.
With Playboy, that it took a minute, to get my working papers going, and I never really thought of moving here. And I thought Playboy is a magazine. And my pictures are going to be in a magazine.
Right.
Maybe best case scenario in someone's garage, it's collecting dust there for 20 years. So I didn't realize that pictures are going to be put online. So Playboy releases naked photos of me online.
Okay.
Then other people take them, save them, put them on other sites, like third-party sites that have nothing to do with Playboy.
Right.
And it's sort of like teasers for porn sites, and internet was like wild, wild west back then.
Right.
So one day, I decided to Google myself, after my issue came out, and I was like, oh my God, why is there so many naked pictures of me?
Right.
I started calling Playboy. I was like, why is my photos that supposed to be in a magazine everywhere?
Right.
And they're like, oh yeah, that's just kind of what happens. But it was 2001.
And does anybody go on your behalf to go take them down at all?
That was not a practice. Playboy liked it because that would eventually,
bring people back to the magazine.
Bring people back to their website, or it's a Playboy Playmate, and go to playboyplus.com or whatever the website was at the time. So they didn't care.
Right.
And I guess I signed off my life away and all my pictures, so there's nobody to go after. And I think now it's a little bit more regulated.
Okay.
But it was just such a shock for me because this is not what I signed up for. I signed up to pose for a magazine that's in print, and it's gonna come and go. And now, if you Google me, you can find all of my Playboy photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is the real question. How does that? Now here you are. You're a comedian with your clothes on, and it's part of your past. But how does that affect you in what you create as a comic? You get no, but there's the joke of you're supposed to picture the audience naked.
Jokes are the same.
Yeah.
Whether you're dressed or naked.
No, but I think your confidence. I think it's a confidence thing. What I like about you on stage is your confidence. And there's always the joke as a comedian, you're supposed to picture the audience naked.
Oh, I don't do that. That's for the boys.
Right. But you made it part of your narrative.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's a unique story, and people enjoy hearing it. There's nobody else who goes up on stage and talks about, posing for Playboy and Heffner and their experiences. So, it's a unique perspective. There's only that many I hate my wife and Uber driver jokes, you know.
Yeah, there's
It
only
gets
so many
old.
white, hey, I'm Italian, hey, I'm Irish, whatever jokes. Now, do you have any dirt on the other, like, did you Playboy Bunny? I know I saw one bunny costume picture. Did you waitress there too? Or is Bunny the same thing as
There was no
waitressing?
Playboy clubs.
No.
So waitressing is not the same as being Miss certain months. Yeah.
Okay. So
I
when
did
you're a
not
Miss certain
waitress.
month, you get the bunny costume or whatever.
You don't get it automatically.
Oh, you get it on. You do.
No.
No. Hang on. Swallow the salmon because this is a good. This sounds like
you
a.
have to earn it. So I didn't get my bunny costume till 10 years after I was in the magazine. I got it in 2011.
Wait, how do you earn it? So what goes into earning it?
Well, it's more like how committed you are to working for Playboy because we're going to invest, I don't know, $150 in making this costume for you. That's,
Okay.
God forbid you don't wear and it's going to collect dust, then we have to invest another $150 on having it tailored to somebody else.
Okay.
Bunny costume is a very unique situation.
Right.
They just auctioned mine off on eBay 3 weeks ago.
How much did it go for?
Not
enough.
3,800 or something.
3,800. That's a lot of money.
28 or 38. I don't know. Anyway, my husband bought it.
Oh, your husband bought it.
Yeah, my biggest fan.
Wait, how funny is
Just
that?
in time for Easter.
See, these are the jokes. These jokes would go great on stage too.
They do. Yeah.
Okay, is that a joke? Is that a stage
It is
joke?
a joke now. Yeah.
Oh, you're feeding it. You know what? You're so conversational about it. I can't tell with you.
So we bought a fucking mannequin. My husband bought a $350 mannequin to put the costume on.
Okay.
And we measured the bust, the waist, the booty, and we were like, oh my God, this is going to work so great. And we get this fucking mannequin. I'm sorry.
No, you can curse. Yeah, fuck. Yes, say fuck.
In our house, assemble it, paint the nails, put the stockings on, and the shoes.
Okay.
And the last thing you put the outfit.
Okay.
And the mannequin is this much taller than my torso.
Oh no.
So the only thing we didn't measure was the length of the torso. And now we can't return it because the shipping of the mannequin is like $200.
Okay.
Because it's heavy.
So now you have a mannequin flashing its boobs in your own clothing.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, not even flashing. Yeah, it's comes up to here. I actually posted a video about it on my Instagram.
Okay, and I know we're at the point now. I got you. It's 6:49. You have to start working in what, 2 or 3 minutes?
No, 7.
You got 7 minutes. Good.
I still have salad to eat.
You know, it's some podcasts they work on time and structure and formats. We just work on salad here.
Exactly.
So-
Nutrition is very important. People think models don't eat. No, we eat a lot of salad.
Now, does it drive you crazy? Or I got to be careful about how I say this. I've worked with some celebrities and models, and I feel this way about myself. I don't mind seeing pictures of myself from 30 years ago because I was very nerdy. Mm-hmm. I was hot for 3 years. I was hot from 27, 28, and 29.
Then don't age. Shut up.
Yeah, I feel it lately. Or I've gained weight. I don't know if I've aged, but I feel like I've spread.
It's okay. You still can be hot in the age of 60 where women will be completely dismissed and be like, what the fuck she's doing on stage.
Okay. How do you have those fears at all, or I do?
I mean,
I'm going through a stage of my career where I can't tell if I'm on the brink of the next big thing or the beginning of being washed up.
yeah, kind of like that.
You feel that way?
Exactly how I
Okay.
feel.
I only have 2 pictures. For me, I've met every president since Jimmy Carter.
Wow, that's amazing.
I've opened for Taylor Swift 5 times. I could go through my list.
I've met Bill Cosby.
You met Bill Cosby, but we're not sure if you remember it. But there's the thing, I don't put all those pictures up all the time because I don't want to be rooted in my past accomplishments. Mm-hmm. You use your past accomplishments to go even further.
Well, not necessarily. Jokes are jokes.
Yeah.
They're on stage. I also constantly create things, and I want to move forward, and I want to book better acting roles, and I want to create my own projects and write, and that's kind of the future,
Well, now
and I don't walk in a casting office with my boobs out, so.
And I'll tell you something. As a man who's tried that, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you don't have a Russian accent at all.
I know.
Okay, or a slight.
I do a little bit.
Do you do voice coaching? How did you get rid of it? I'm having enough trouble getting rid of my Long Island accent. My nickname used to be Long Island White Trash.
Very nice. I did voice coaching in the very beginning when I moved here.
Okay.
I worked with the icon. I don't know if he's still alive. His name was Robert Easton. He coached most people in most movies. He was amazing. and he would show up at my house with the cassette recorder, and we would work for an hour or two.
Right.
And I would do my homework, like practice. He would kind of like point out which sounds are not coming through correctly, and that's what we work on.
Yeah.
So like let's say like if when I moved here, I would say work on, but he'll be like, no, it's on, and I fix it and I remember it, and then in the future, like I mean, it took a minute. But my goal was to get rid of the accent completely because that's what the agents wanted.
Yeah.
But all I would be going up for would be like, yeah, you're gonna play Natasha today, who speaks like this. Yeah, she's a babysitter who's gonna kill another babysitter with a rock.
Okay.
Because yeah, she has trouble communicating. So it's kind of like it was sad because I would still not pass for an American, and I wouldn't be going out for, and I still don't, like even like 23 years later, I still go out for Natasha's.
Okay.
On various scales.
Now this is a stupid one. Is your being a real Russian? Do you fit the casting stereotype for casting directors for what they want as a Russian?
Yeah.
Like okay, you can. Yeah.
I mean, I could.
Can you cartoon it up or whatever? Or?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like last week I auditioned, for the role in their 30s, and then in the evening I had to audition for the role in their 50s, and I had to like tailor the accents because one is like, oh, the accent is barely there, and the other one is like fresh off the boat. So
Okay.
yeah.
How do you feel about the way Americans portray Russians in media?
I think most of it is true.
Is it? Okay, that's interesting to hear.
I'm not a fan of Russia or Russian people, just so you guys know.
Okay. So do you go back to see your mom ever or just on the phone?
Would you want to go back to a country that can unlawfully detain you and put you?
I wouldn't. That's why I'm
just
asking.
for being American, so no.
Honestly,
The
I
answer
am.
is no.
I'm not booking any trips there, not at all. But has your mom ever been here?
My mom's been here before the war.
Okay, but so yeah, not for a while now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when I'm going to see her again other than on Skype, so the situation is really fucked up. I can't even send a letter because USPS will not deliver to Russia.
Really?
No, USPS, FedEx, like nobody. The sanctions are on. And the problem is that like real people are suffering. People that are trying to get in touch with their relatives. Like
Right.
I can't send money there. I can't send a letter. I can only like Skype. And,
Geez, so like if you want to give,
FaceTime.
so if you want to give mom $100 for the week, you can't.
No.
Wow.
I mean, I can. There's ways. That's what rich people do.
Okay.
The money laundry is still there. Like you can still wire large sums of money
No, but
through, Turkey and Argentina and offshore accounts. But like normal citizen like me can't send $100 to their mother. So that's fucked
Yeah,
up.
and if you do, you might get branded a terrorist or
Exactly.
something, an aid-to-state terrorist. Now, how does that make people like your mom feel about America?
My mom loves America.
Does she?
My mom, when she comes here, she sees like all the homeless people, like on the beach or whatever, like in Hollywood. There's this homeless problem in LA, and she's like, I don't understand. Like they have American passport, they have a language, they can go work, but they choose to lay here in their peace. So, that's just for my mom. It's mind blowing. Like why anyone with an American passport and who speaks English perfectly, who can be anything you want to be, chooses to lay in their piss on Hollywood Boulevard.
Well, no, you know what it is? I think that, like, you don't have kids, right? No kids?
No.
Yeah, like, I think, like, you, for me, my grandparents on both sides were immigrants, Irish and Italian. So I'm an Irish-Italian-American, but I always joke that my nephews, they're white.
Yeah.
Because they didn't need it. They don't have the immigrant guilt in them. They don't have, like, they were just born into it. And you're right, when you're just born into it, you don't appreciate it.
You don't appreciate America. Like most people, especially like when I hear talks about let's get these immigrants out of here, like everyone is an immigrant. And I know it sounds like old and redundant, but like who's gonna mow your lawns? Who's gonna clean your house? Like in California, our entire economy is built on immigrants working on fields. And
No, it's something. It's the working class. We're chasing out the working class. Here's a question for you. What are, as I'm seeing the salad get a little bit lower,
yeah, so
what are the dreams? Like right now, you've modeled. You went to the top of the modeling game in some ways. you're doing comedy. You're not just you're managing the club. You're doing stand up here, and you're doing stand up on your own else outside of here.
I mean, the real dream is to open for Tom Kelly one day, but no. Kidding.
Yeah, I have to work harder at that now. I have to work harder at that.
Well,
But yeah, like
here at the Comedy Chateau, we're developing some projects. We're developing a reality show, which is kind of ready to be sold.
whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I shot it, edited. I created the sizzle and the pitch deck. So we're in the process of, getting this to the next level. And the same for like a scripted pilot that's going to
So you're producing and starring in
Yeah,
reality shows.
I like to, not reality, also
Or-
scripted.
okay.
Whatever comes first. It's like we're not picky. If you pick up our scripted first, we'll do that. If you pick up unscripted first, we'll do that. So, I want to continue developing myself by challenging myself and creating projects. And if my phone doesn't ring, I'm going to make my own thing happen,
I think that's the perfect note to end on, my friend. Listen, thank you to you, and he's hiding in the corner on the phone. Thank you to Felix McNulty for making me feel like I'm home whenever I come to Los Angeles. I appreciate it. All right, so listen, folks. Oh, tell them where your socials and stuff are.
So I made a new account on
Yeah.
Instagram just for comedy. It's Irina Voronina Comedy. I know it's a mouthful, but Tom will spell it out.
I will. Yeah, I'll have her write it down on paper, and I'll spell it out in the show notes. And listen, so give Irina a follow on the Instagram, and if you're new to the show, hit the subscribe button. These are all the things I should have said at the top. Hit subscribe, and do me a favor, guys. Leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube, and show love where love can be shown. Quick special shout out, magic mirror moment to Rob from Huntington. We've been talking while I was on a hike today. I see you. And folks, new episodes of the Tom Kelly Show every Monday and Wednesday. Until next time, good night, Los Angeles.